This is a fifth wheel RV. This 2016 Heartland Elkridge 38 MBHS has been my family's full-time home for the last 2.5 years. If you and your family are considering the RV life, this video is for you. It's the video that I wish I had when we were first starting out. So now, after close to 3 years of camper living, I have a few recommendations for you regarding what I think that you definitely want to have in your camper versus things that I think you can pretty easily get away without. Thank you so much for watching today. Let's get started. When you're out shopping for an RV that's going to work for your family, there are a couple amenities that I strongly recommend that you have in your rig. The first one being the big fridge. I promise that having a large enough fridge to keep all of the food that you need for you and your family is going to be so important. A lot of older rigs will come with much smaller refrigerators. Our rig is a 2016 and this is the size of our fridge. Might be a little messy, but it's fine. It doesn't go very deep, but it has enough volume where we're able to pretty much have everything that we would need. We're a family of 4, me and my husband and our 2 kids, and we've been doing just fine. I will say most of the newer models, probably 2020 and newer, will come with, if not a good size refrigerator, they might come with actually like a house size refrigerator, which would be even better. The transition from house to RV can be pretty intense sometimes, so having amenities that you would normally find in a house in your RV would definitely help make the transition a lot easier. Damn kids always on my lawn. Another thing I highly recommend paying attention to is dry food storage. A lot of newer RVs, again, will come with a pantry, but ours did not. So we added this maybe about a year ago, and it has made the world of difference for us. Keeping all of our dry food in one spot instead of just kind of strewn around the RV in different random cabinets has made a huge difference for our family. This next recommendation goes out to all of my stay-at-home mamas out there. If there is only one piece of advice that you take from this video, please, 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 please let it be this one. Make sure when you buy your camper that it has washer and dryer hookups. I promise having a washer and dryer in your unit will make transferring into RV life so much easier, especially if you're moving from a house into an RV. Because trust me, we did not have this washer and dryer when we first moved in, and oh my gosh, I was super pregnant, I could barely walk anyway, and having to drag all of my laundry out of the camper to the laundromat is just not fun, I promise. We did get the washer and dryer when my first daughter was about 6 weeks old, so that was awesome, because the thought of taking my baby's clothes to the gross laundromat just was not working for me. Most camper washer and dryers that I've seen are in the master bedroom, some of them will be in the bathroom as well. But we have the stacking. This is the dryer, this is the washer, and I love it. It works amazing, and it is so helpful to be able to just do laundry inside my own home. A lot of campers will have combo washers and dryers as well, which is just like one unit about this size that both washes and dries. I don't have much experience with that. In fact, I have no experience whatsoever with those, but I do know that these are fantastic. I absolutely love them. They are probably my favorite feature of the entire RV, and it has made motherhood in a camper just 100% easier. If you're going to be living in a camper with kids, make sure you have sound machines. Just trust me. If you want to watch TV while the kids are sleeping, they're going to need a sound machine because the TV will keep them up, or honestly, just your daily life will keep them awake during nap time, and trust me, that's not fun. I feel like sound machines are pretty standard baby tech nowadays, but just even more so when you live in such a small space and the walls have not a lot of insulation or soundproofing. Sound machine. Alright, so we've talked about the things that I strongly recommend you have in your RV, especially with children, but here are some things that I think that you can probably get away without. If your rig comes with these things, awesome. It's not by any means anything that you don't want to have, but they are some things that you could give up if necessary, and you could still have a great experience in your RV. Now, the first thing that I think you can get away without having may shock and horrify some of my stay-at-home moms out there. But something that we have not had this entire time, and I think you won't need either, an oven. Now, clearly we do have an oven, it just didn't work when we bought the RV secondhand, and we never got around to fixing it. Eventually we realized that between the microwave, the stovetop, and my Instant Pot, which is something else I highly recommend having, we didn't really feel like we needed to fix the oven. Now, there are some things that I can't make for dinner without an oven, but we've been doing just fine without it. I'm gonna guess that this next suggestion of what you don't need is going to surprise you a lot, and that is a table. We originally had a table in the camper, but we actually decided after a while that we don't really need it. At this time, I was pregnant with my second baby, and we knew that we really wanted to have a lounge chair where I could sit and rock the baby and nurse in comfort. So this is where our table used to be. This is the very back end of the camper. And we got rid of it, and we bought this chair instead, mainly for me to have when our second baby came. We added this pantry, and we added this bookshelf. This is all of my art stuff, basically. And it's worked really well for us. We really don't miss having a table. So now instead, when we eat our meals, our youngest daughter goes in the high chair. Our eldest daughter sits right here at her little toddler table. My husband sits right there. And I sit in my chair. So yeah, it's a little crowded, but it works for us. One of the things I think you can easily get away without in your RV is having a huge bed. When we bought this camper secondhand, it came with a king-size bed and it took up this entire room. I mean, can you imagine having an even bigger bed in this space right here? It was ridiculous. Like I said before, I was super pregnant when we bought the RV, and I literally could not walk in the spaces next to the mattress. And it was a struggle to even get in bed at all. So especially if there's only going to be one adult staying in the camper, strongly recommend a queen, if not smaller. And if it's going to be 2 adults, definitely a queen. If your rig is set up different than ours and has a bigger master bedroom, then maybe a king size would work okay, but we figured out that we would much rather be able to get into our closet easier than have a bigger bed. Alright, the next thing that I think is completely unnecessary in camper life is having an enormous bathroom. Some of these huge campers will come with this just enormous bathroom with 2 sinks and a huge shower. I personally feel like that's a waste of space. When you and your family are living in 300 square feet, you're really going to want to think about where you spend most of your time and where you can use the most space. Granted, having a tiny shower is not the best, but I don't think you're going to live in a camper for the rest of your life. Maybe you are, but this shower has worked perfectly fine for us. I would suggest making sure that your kitchen and your living room is going to be big enough for you and your family. Whereas the bathroom is only something that we use a couple times during the day and usually for not very long. So I really don't think that your bathroom needs to be any bigger than this one. Thank you so much to everyone who watched today, and if anyone has any questions about living full-time in an RV, especially as a mom, I would genuinely love to help you out, so please leave any comments or questions that you have below, and I will answer them to the best of my knowledge. And if I don't know the answer to a question, I will happily make one up for you. Just kidding. Please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, or a thumbs down if you didn't, because I genuinely want to know what kind of content you enjoy seeing from my channel. I really appreciate you watching. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you next time.